Your reasons for listening to the show, well, those are your own. But just keep in mind that the views, information, or opinions expressed on the Tuddle Daily Podcast are solely those of the individuals involved and do not necessarily represent those of our sponsors. Yeah, it's called free speech, people. Nobody's forcing you to listen. One-of-a-kind shades made to order by vaporshades.com. Vapor Shades designs the outer layer of the sunglasses just like a wrap on a car. They customize your sunglasses, marbling the paint. The end result is no two pair of sunglasses are alike. Yours will be completely unique to you. Check us out at vaporshades.com. Use promo code Tuddle for 15% off your entire order. Get ready for your daily dose of Tuddle.
The all-time greatest intern/producer we've ever had, of course, Tuddle. Tuddle in Florida.
From the Vapor Shades Hobo Fish Camp, it's the Tuddle Daily Podcast.
Anarchy! Anarchy! Anarchy!
No wonder nobody likes you, Tuddle. Everything's a goddamn debate.
Welcome to another edition of the Tuddle Daily Podcast. I am joined by my comatose co-host, Serak Highlight.
Wow. Man, Highlight. All right. I should have never brought that up because now you're going to say that all the time. We're going to be confusing people. It's bad enough they say Serak like the liquor. I can imagine like Serak like the liquor and Highlight like the craft beer.
Yeah, let's get the plugs out of the way real quick. Go to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Tuddle. I'll be doing a live stream every night starting at 8. Check it out. I'm almost getting to that point, Serak, where I can be a part of Super Chat, so people can throw me tips. Like, YouTube, they call it Super Chat. And, but on Twitch, people throw you bits and stuff, right?
So how much is a bit? $1?
No, a bit is only a penny.
What?
Yeah, so 100 bits is $1.
Damn. I don't know why I thought a bit was $1 for some reason.
No, it's not. It really is.
Is that any relation to Bitcoin?
YouTube has Super Chat. I really don't know. Man, I know somebody, and I'll get to that I played golf with that bought Bitcoin when it first came out, and I'm like, holy fuck, that guy has got to be rich as shit right now.
They probably sold it though, because everybody knows somebody who got it, when it was like basically worthless. And I mean, unless you just set it and forget it, most people probably like sold it anyway.
Tell people how they can check out the weekly review podcast.
Oh, of course. So either on Apple Podcasts or iTunes, whatever you prefer to call it, or Spotify, which I kind of prefer more. Just type in the weekly review.
Why?
I don't know. Spotify. Well,
download's a download, though. A download's a download.
I know, but I feel like Spotify is more user friendly, I guess. Because on Apple Podcasts, it's kind of. I mean, I don't know if you're on your computer or on your phone when you're on it, but I don't like the interface as much as I do Spotify. And also, I use Spotify for like my music too, so I'm really used to it. But I mean, either way works. I mean, if you have an iPhone, you automatically get Apple Podcasts or iTunes. So I guess that works in that favor. But Spotify is just, I feel like it's more features, and I don't know if more people listen to Spotify than Apple Music, but I definitely enjoy Spotify more. But like I said, type in the weekly review, or you can just type in my name, Serak, Serak. Yes, I know, unfortunately, not spelled like the liquor, but it tastes just as good. As well as YouTube, the weekly review. Make sure you like, subscribe, and if you don't like, then you know what you can do with yourself.
So I'll get to this later, but I want you to think about it, because I think when I tell you this, I'm going to get inside your head here. But I sent a couple of shows that me and you have done together to one of my former program directors.
Are they still a program director?
What's that?
Are they still a program director?
No, they moved and they have become a podcast coach. They are.
What is a podcast coach?
Well,
how is there a coach for this already?
Okay, taking his skills from the radio business and trying to help out podcasters to help their sound more professionally.
Okay? Let me ask you this. So you've done both so far. Is there, what's there's a big difference. Not the big differences, but like what is something that most people won't think is actually like a huge difference?
Okay, so you have to think about this. Okay, so in radio, you get ratings. Okay.
Correct.
But in podcasting, like, you can't freak out, because you got to remember podcasting is on demand. People can listen to it anytime they want to. Now, some of your hardcore listeners, they get busy during the week. Okay. So maybe they didn't download it that day and your numbers are a little bit lower one day, but it'll all come out in the end because that hardcore subscriber is going to catch up on your show when he does have the time.
Right.
That's the big thing. Like, seriously, sir, I've worked 22 years in radio and mostly on syndicated radio shows where a couple 100,000 people are listening every single day.
But are they really listening? That's the thing, you know?
Yeah. But what I'm trying to say though, that first week that I started the podcast, I was getting like 25 downloads a day. And you know how fucking humbling that is?
Yeah. And when you like starting from like ground zero, it's just like, fuck, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, shit, I got to do this all over again.
Yeah. But later on, I'm going to go over because he gave me some reviews.
Okay.
And I will say, he does say that he loves our chemistry.
Can you state his name or he wants to stay anonymous?
No, I would prefer not to. I'll tell you off the air.
All right. Oh, whoa. What happened to Mr. Shock Doc? Mr. I put it all on the floor there. Mr. I don't hold anything back. Well, I guess it's respect it to him. Then never mind.
No, okay. No, let's put it this way. He was a program director in Tampa on one of the biggest stations.
Ooh, okay. All right. I think I know who you're talking about, but I'm just gonna act like I don't.
So all right. So I wanted to get into the first topic. Okay. Now I get it. Okay. Domestic violence against women is real. It definitely is real. Okay. But there was an incident that happened here at the Hobo Fish Camp this weekend. Okay. And everybody jumped to the conclusion that this guy, even I did it. I even apologized on the show that we did this weekend because I talked about it and I was completely wrong. 9 times out of 10, like, okay, for example, when you get a divorce, 9 times out of 10, the women are going to get the kid, correct? When you say,
but that's kind of like unfair, you know?
It is unfair. It is unfair.
Like, what's the point of even doing the paperwork for a divorce when it's like a losing battle?
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Now, when it comes to domestic disputes, 9 times out of 10, the guy's either going to jail or he's going to get asked to leave his own house.
Yeah. Which is just as bad.
Okay. So when you say that, so why is that? Why do we all jump to conclusions before we hear both sides of the story that it's the guy's fault? Because one of the things that I've noticed since dating, because there's been some women that I have met that I went out on dates with that have kids, but they do not have custody of their kids. And that is an extreme red flag for me.
I mean, I think it's because, you know, when you hear of some type of domestic situation, right, in between a man and a woman or a husband and wife, or whatever it may be, I think people just, the word violence automatically, you know, you assume someone was physically. Well,
that's why I said domestic
violence is so much more aggressive than like they got into, you know, an argument or they got into, you know, a scuffle or something like that. Like violence is like, it's almost like the extreme, right? You think somebody getting killed, you know, or like, you know, they say it's, you know, violence has upticked in Chicago, for example, you know, which it's not even true most of the time. We always think, oh, maybe gun violence or, you know, people are fighting and stuff like that. So when you say even the word domestic violence just sounds so much worse than most of the time what actually is happening.
So let me get into this story. Okay. So I didn't see all this stuff go down. I walk out of the trailer. I start doing my stretching. I'm getting ready to do my morning workout. Okay. Now, even though
doing my stretching, I was doing my yoga nidra in the morning and
stretching is important. Do not bust my balls. Stretching is very important, especially when you get to your 40s, buddy. Because I'm telling you, things, you know, you wake up a little bit stiffer. And I'm not talking about my penis. I'm talking about.
That's what happens. It just moves to a different part of your body. You know, it's always there. It's just, you know,
it's like rigor mortis.
Yeah, it just travels. Like, hey, sorry, penis.
Yeah, I know, but even as a white guy, as soon as the couple's up, I was like, oh fuck, is he coming up to like get me or something? Like, is there something from my past that's coming back it's caught up to me? Because I've done a lot of dumb shit in my life. Maybe they finally caught me. And he asked where a certain lot number was. And
wait, you skipped a part. So wait, who came up?
The cop does.
Okay,
The
that's
sheriff,
what I missed. That's
Volusia
why I was
County
like,
Sheriff.
wait a minute.
The Volusia County Sheriff's Office comes up to me and they're like, "Where's lot 100?" I'm like, "I don't know. I know I'm lot 62." So we went up to the front office because they got a map showing where all the lots are at. All right.
Right.
Well, this guy just had been staying here for a week. Now, if you're going to stay here for a month,
You got to
you
sign
have
in.
you have to have a background check done. Okay.
Okay.
The guy had been here for a week, but he took the paperwork. He just never like filled it out or brought it back. So everybody was like, "Oh, something's kind of shady."
Mhm.
I'll even tell you a story. The other day when it was cold as fuck, and it's windy over here because we're near the water, the guy was walking around with nothing on but boxer shorts and about 40-degree weather.
So you've seen him, but like you know who he is.
Yeah, like it just looked unnormal for a guy to be walking around in boxer shorts. And he's not even from up north. Like he's from Ocala. Like he is born and raised Floridian.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, that
what is this
he's
dude
running
doing
up,
here? Yeah, that I would.
he's running hot. He's running hot on some fucking methamphetamines or something.
Yeah, like I mean, I want to call the cops, but I would have been just
Okay,
maybe.
so come to find out, the guy hauled that. So everybody thought that he beat the fuck out of his chick. Okay,
and ran away.
And ran away before the cops got there. That's not the case, though. Because come to find out, she is very, listen, I've been through my mental issues. I spent 10 days in an institution. I thought that the guy had beat her up, but no, she self-inflicted the wounds on herself.
What?
And I saw her get loaded up on a stretcher, put into the ambulance, and I was like, "Oh my God, I can't believe that he beat the crap out of her."
Yeah.
But no, but get this though. All right, so I'm sitting in the truck last night recording some extra content, and the guy pulls up to his place, and I'm like, "All right, this is going to be a problem."
And this is post cops, right? Like
post cops.
Okay.
Because if they were looking for him, the cops would have been coming in and out of here looking for him.
Yeah, daily. Yeah, it's weird for him to come back to the crime scene, though.
Or he's
you're
got
smart.
the biggest
You
balls.
just go and or he forgot something. Could have forgot something.
Yeah. Well, come to find out, they Baker acted her. All right. And
so how did they find out that those were like self-inflicted ones?
The stories were not matching up because we've all been in those situations.
Yeah, but wasn't the guy already gone?
Yeah, he was gone. But get this though, the cops come to find out, they even talked to the guy. He's talked to the cops, like he's in the clear, because like seriously though,
it's just crazy. I'm just giving you guys a heads up.
Have you ever been in a relationship where you like? And I'm not saying it's right to hit a woman, but like a woman sometimes always they know how to push buttons.
Oh yeah,
how to get the last word in.
Or know what ticks you off.
Yes.
Hell,
like
even
you got a small ass dick. I don't even orgasm. I fake it every single time.
Where punches are thrown. I mean, I'm a bigger guy, so it's not like I'm not worried about getting hurt.
You're kind of short.
I'm not worried about getting hurt, but it just blows my mind. I was like, wow, you can throw punches, you can kick, scream, throw things.
But you can't do it back though, man.
And if you do anything even I don't know, even like if the neighbors hear you arguing, like you're guilty. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but he did the best thing that a man can do. Once that woman knows she's getting under your skin and then is pushing your buttons and has to get the last word in, the best thing you can do is just leave.
Yeah.
I mean,
there's that brief 5-minute period to where you have enough time to leave. And I don't want to cut you off, but I'm just a quick example. It's not even a domestic.
Have you been in it before?
No. It was so when I was working, this happens a lot, right? Where at the bar, this people are drinking, they get in fights all the time. But
do not get involved.
It was one Sunday where I don't know if this guy was just on every drug possible, but he was a big ass guy. I mean, maybe 6'5", lean, kind of stocky, lean. You could tell he maybe work out.
He's wiry.
Yeah, he's a big dude. You need 3 or 4 guys to get him down. And he was out. He got kicked out for something. I wasn't even paying attention, but I seen him getting dragged by security.
Have you ever had to yoke somebody up?
Yeah.
You have
all the time. If we're ever short staffed, we have to help out, man. Because if security gets overpowered or something like that, I mean, we can't just let them get their ass whooped, So, but yeah, he's getting dragged out. And this is a Sunday. This is a Sunday fun day. And there are McDin's, which is another popular bar across the street. They have a patio. We have a patio. So you have like hundreds of people on the patio, right? And this fight is right, like literally in the street on the sidewalk, pretty much with security. And everybody's watching it. The phone's out, standing up, everything. And this
How
guy,
many people were yelling World Star? Did anybody yell
not
World
Star, but they were like oohing and eyeing because like the guy swung on one of like punched one of our like busted his shit, like punched one of our security guards. And once because the security, they can't
big dude, like if they start throwing blows, then
you can go, yeah, exactly. But you have to let them like swing first, pretty much. So anyway, he punched like a smaller security guard, like it was kind of a cheap shot, but security went to town on his ass, like slamming him, and this guy would just kept getting up, knocked out, kept getting up. He was on cocaine, like that's why he got kicked out.
He had to be on
cocaine.
some, yeah.
He was doing cocaine in the bathroom, and I'm thinking like, man, you better get the hell out of here because the cops are literally on their way. And I'm talking about you're in South Tampa where everybody has money, and it's a very a prestigious type of.
They like to
area.
keep it clean,
exactly, and just to. Like your point was saying, like, man, if he should have left because cops sure enough came and they just kind of finished him off, and I think he's still in jail now.
Have you ever been in a relationship where like it went sour and there was a lot of fighting and the woman would push your buttons?
Oh yeah, that more like younger, like my early, like I mean I'm not that old, I'm 31, but like more like early 20s where you're still like hanging with the fella, still a player, but I had a situation where I lived with a chick, and man, it was great, and then it just went south fast. It's funny, it's like when you're with someone for so long, like you said, they know what pisses them off, and she, oh gosh, she was crazy, she got on her skin, but I got out of that situation, luckily, moved in with some friends, and lease was up, moved in somewhere else.
Can I ask? I white woman too, or
of course, yeah.
Okay,
now let me. Black.
No, but that makes it even worse though. Like it's like, oh, black man beat up a white woman. Yeah, I mean,
you're guilty 100% every time. Even in situations where I remember one time, and I don't want to go too far left, but I was at like this was like maybe close to 10 years ago. And I was out with my buddy Mike. He's a white guy, and we used to work together. We're good friends. And this is when I was working at the Hard Rock Casino, and it was one of the girls. She was like a cocktail waitress, whatever. It's her birthday, so we went out, kind of literally same area, I think, like South Tampa area, and it was kind of like the end of, not necessarily the end of the night, but we were probably much heading out. So we walked over to we were hungry, and we walked over to this place called New York. It's like a little pizza spot, and we sat outside, we're waiting on our pizza and stuff, just talking, a little buzzing. And it was like a group of like maybe 3 or 4 guys, right? So they were kind of like, I mean, I could tell they were fucked up. And it wasn't like a fighting type situation, but I guess the girls we were with were getting annoyed. So we were just kind of like, yo, bro, like, get out of here, all that crap. Nothing ever really came, was escalated till we were fighting. But basically, like the cops constantly are always patrolling that area. And a cop had came up, and I think
it went directly to you.
Oh my God. I think the guys we were sitting down though. It's not like we were standing up, but we were just sitting down. I think the guys were like kind of further down the street. And, he's like, oh, what's going on? And like, we're telling like, these guys came out talking shit. And then like, I kid you not, like he was like looking at me and was like, just telling me, oh, shut up. No, like, he was arguing with me, and we're trying to like, luckily I just happened to be with, people who could vouch, like my buddy else with me and the girls that were with me. And my buddy Mike, of course, he pulls out like the whole like lawyer thing. Like my father's a lawyer. I'm like, yeah, his daddy a lawyer. But like, I'm just thinking like, damn, man, if I was like by myself or like maybe with a different group of people,
you're getting tased. You're getting the fish hooks.
Yeah, and I could see like the you look at his eyes, you can just see like he just wasn't like buying it. No matter how much the truth was hitting him smack in the face, he was just like, oh, you guys harassing those? Yeah, we're harassing these guys as we're sitting down with girls eating pizza. So
have you ever?
Go ahead.
Yeah, have you ever been tased before?
Hell no. Have you?
Yeah, on Bubba's show, I got the flying fish hooks. You got
the real deal, like
I got the ones that shoot out and like the barbs that hit you, and you got to write it out. It locks you up for about 10 seconds. Not a lot of people.
When you say lock you up, like you just couldn't move, or what happened?
No, you're completely locked up. Like you're like frozen. Like you fall over. Like seriously. Like
I think more people should have tasers.
Now, would you be willing to try it?
Oh man, Tuddle, I don't know. I mean, like a part of me is like curious to see what happens, and then like
all police officers have to have it done, right? Before you graduate the academy, you have to get shot by one.
Yeah, but you probably have to go through I'd have to go through a medical, check first. Like I don't want like my heart to like explode or some shit. You know what I mean? Like that's something that would happen to me. Like, oh, apparently he's on too much caffeine, his heart exploded.
Motherfucker, I take Adderall and I was okay.
Okay, but I'm just saying, like, you should always see a medical professional before you get tased. First of all, can you imagine going to your medical professional or whoever your doctor is? Hey, this may sound weird, but I'm actually about to get tased. He was like, "What the fuck for?" Curiosity.
I had the head of my dick also tased too on Bubba's show.
That probably didn't hurt at all.
No, I've had my tongue. The tongue hurt the worst though.
Is because wait, your tongue is. I'm trying to think. How sensitive is your tongue?
Pretty sensitive, but
not really. Bite your tongue right now. You can't, like, not hard, but like, I don't really feel
your body won't allow you to though.
That's a weird one. Because I feel like I can get like at least a centimeter down before I actually feel it.
So back to my story. So I actually apologized to the guy. I was like, hey man, look, I jumped to conclusions and I think you did the right thing getting out of here. But the big thing is that nobody really cared about the woman getting beat up. They left 3 small dachshunds inside the trailer with no air conditioner going. Everybody cared more about the fucking dogs.
Yeah, because the dogs are
cared
innocent.
about the woman. I know, but
it's like a child.
The woman that runs the front office, like, I wasn't going to go in there because I have a no involvement policy. Like,
oh yeah, I remember this.
white trash couples, and I'll get to the white trash thing because I have something related to that. If you see 2 white trash Southern couple arguing and fighting, do not get involved, because if you throw hands with the guy, the next thing you know, you're gonna have that chick is gonna be on your back scratching the shit out of you. Like that's just how it always happens.
It's like, this is our fight, stay out of it. We're both gonna fight you. Like,
so yeah, but get this though. So this guy has, you know what a window shaker is, right? A window shaker is like the AC units you put in the windows. They're
called window shakers.
Yeah, people call them window shakers.
Oh, okay. I was like, okay, damn, I know that's what they were actually called.
But RVs, fifth wheels usually have central air and heat in it. But this guy has a window shaker hanging out of his window that is being held up by one piece of duct tape. Okay. And I posted a picture and I said, for even living in Oak Hill, this is even white trash for me. I got flagged on Facebook for hate speech.
You got flagged?
Yeah, I got
flagged. You said
white
trash. You said the term, or you put those words next to each other.
How is it, dude? That is bullshit.
You should have put extra space in between.
That is bullshit. I am white, and I've also considered myself in some facets white trash as well. So what I'm trying to say is, how the fuck can that be racist?
Wait, but what did like Facebook say? Because they'll give you like a reasoning.
Okay, they said this has been flagged for hate speech, and then I had to go through this whole thing saying that I would agree, and I'm aware that if I get flagged again, I'm gonna get banned for a week, and then after that, if I do it again, it'll be for a month.
Yeah, bullshit. Facebook banned somebody. They need everybody they can get. You're right. They ban you, and someone else would take over your profile.
But it's kind of becoming ridiculous now.
Yeah, I got flagged too. Actually, I was.
For what? What'd you get flagged for?
Nothing even like remotely controversial. I was posting an episode, and in the description, I think it had something to do with like politics related, but it was more of like a play on words type of deal, and they flagged it. And same type of deal. You can like what do you call it when you request a review?
Protest it.
Yeah, pretty much. And then they had the nerve to say, since with the ongoing pandemic or with COVID-19 going on, we're limited staff, so it might take a while for your file to be reviewed. I was like, what the fucking bullshit?
I got shadow banned because I talked to a real life scientist talking about COVID-19, and I got shadow banned for like 2 weeks on Twitter. Like,
what is shadow ban where you don't know you're banned?
All right. Well, you get shadow banned. So the only people that can see your shit are actually the people that actually follow you.
Ah.
So you do not show up in searches. So you like if you weren't following me and you search Tuddle, it would be like I did not even exist.
Do they tell you that you're shadow banned?
Nope.
Oh
There's a
shit.
website. There's a website you can go to. I'll send you a link.
Yeah,
and
I'm gonna have to check.
You type in your username and it runs a check and it tells you if you're shadow banned or not.
Wow. Isn't that
but there's
censoring bullshit? Like, come on.
But there has to be some type of rules. I know that these people are like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I know they're all private companies, okay? But you got to think about this, all right? When our forefathers were writing the Constitution, the amendments, the Bill of Rights, all that good stuff, you think, hey, old chap, in the future, there's going to be a TV. There's going to be this box, and it's going to have moving pictures.
Yeah.
That's how everybody's going to get their information.
He's a witch. Burn him. Burn him.
Yeah. Yeah. So they made new rules to govern because it's dangerous. Because there are a lot of idiots out there, Serak, that get their news from Facebook.
Actually,
or social media. There are.
I think more people get their news from Facebook than actual like TV news.
Yes.
100%. It's you don't have to wait like till 7 a.m. or 11 or 4 or whatever times they show the news. Like it's instant. It's what's going on right now this second at 11:13 a.m. It's so accessible. It's so easy. But with that being easy, it's majority probably not true, or kind of the truth is kind of misinterpreted, and the people that fall for that. And I'm not saying like it's a certain group that always falls for it, but like I would say it's getting harder and harder to separate the truth and from what's not. So
all right, and you brought up hate speech, okay? And I'm not I want to get into some fun topics, but I want to get your opinion on this because this is one of the things that the program director I talked about, okay? They said that you need to be a little bit more opinionated on things.
Okay. Give me an example.
Meaning like you kind of play it a little too safe sometimes.
Ah, gotcha. Okay.
So I want your real honest opinion on this, okay?
Okay.
Do you believe in absolute freedom of speech?
Yeah, of course.
You brought up hate speech. So
but
is it okay?
There's a but though. I believe in absolute freedom of speech, but also absolute repercussions for the things you say. Like you got to be accountable for what you say. Like I say this. No. I'll say it like this. So you could say whatever you want to say, but you can't expect anyone to feel bad for any backlash for what you say.
Let the market control it, just like the economy, just like rating. See, I think you should be able to say anything and everything you want to say on TV and radio. And if people don't like what you're saying, they're not going to listen to you. And if they're not listening to you, you're not going to get ratings. And if you don't have ratings, you're not going to get advertising. And then you're going to go out of business.
But the problem is the only issue with that is some people are way more believable than others. That's the thing. So if you're good, like remember we were doing an interview with what the hell was that guy's name? I brought up
the motivational
Hitler
speaker.
Thing. Yeah, like it doesn't matter. Like if you are a really good speaker and people trust you and believe what you say, you can feed them any bullshit. And I think that's where it gets scary, right? Because if you say some shit and 50 million people believe you, that can start a war, whether it's true or not.
I agree with you though, Serak, but this is the way that I've always felt about it. Okay. I do not support racist people at all. Okay. They can say and do well. You know what though? I've not been in your shoes. So, but that's why I want to ask you this. Okay. Mm-hmm. As long as they're not physically stopping you from your civil liberties, trying to make a living. But
what do you mean by physically stopping? Like
okay, lynching or beating you up just
okay,
because
but
of
what
the color
about
of your
like,
skin.
hey, I work for someone who's racist or something like that, and they're physically preventing me from excelling in a career.
Okay, I agree with you. That is wrong. But do you think it should be against the law for somebody to hate somebody, but not physically stop them from doing stuff, their civil liberties and stuff like that?
No,
is it okay?
Against the law? You can hate whoever you want. It's just
That's what I'm trying to say.
That's so tough though, man, because people hate for the dumbest reasons or like shit that's not even like justified. It's just man,
But,
I feel like
okay,
it's
for
more
example-
dangerous of what could spread than a one-on-one situation. Like if I hated you, and that was it, that'd be fine. But if I hate you, then I start telling everybody else, now you got 80 people hating you, then that's a problem.
Okay, here, I'll give you an example, okay? If some racist asshole called you a racial term
Mhm.
and you punched him, guess who's going to jail? You're going to jail
Right.
because he has the freedom of speech to be able to say that. And I'm not saying that that's right, and I wouldn't blame you for beating the shit out of the guy, but what I'm trying to say is I think it's our greatest freedom of speech. It is. It should never, ever be regulated. I just think you let the marketplace control itself.
Okay, so say in that same situation, all right, I punched the guy in the face, I go to jail, and then we go to see a judge eventually. Am I justified in what I did? And Scott's free? Why not?
No, because I mean, I hate to use the old adage, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me.
Yeah, but can you say his intentions were to get something out of me?
But you're under control of your own actions. So do you see what I'm saying?
So I get, but okay, so you're the judge. So how do you play this? Okay, some guy comes up to you and
it's against the law to physically hit somebody.
Yeah, but it's also
it's not against the law
to entice violence. Yeah, I mean it's almost worse that way, right? It's
yeah,
like
no.
Someone
Listen,
slaps you and you hit them back with a hammer, and you're not as you shouldn't get a worse punishment.
And Serak, I hope you don't think like I support racist ass people.
No, I know.
No, I don't. I'm actually bringing up something that needs to be talked about because a lot of these racist assholes will do shit like that just to push somebody's buttons. Back to how women sometimes like to get the last word in and stuff. Okay, so what I'm trying to say is that technically that guy's not breaking the law because he's protected under freedom of speech. You're not allowed to hit him. Dr. Martin Luther King was a nonviolent person.
Yeah.
He said, no matter what, you do not retaliate.
So in your opinion, what do you do in that situation? I mean, yeah, you ignore it.
I can't say that because I've never like experienced racism.
Right. So it's like, it's so funny because it's like, so who's the one making the laws that said you can't do this, right? It's usually someone who's not affected by racism, right? That's what's really fucked up, right?
Barack was in charge for like 8 years.
Okay, yeah, but Barack isn't some like black savior who is gonna like just flip a switch and then just give black people. I hate that people think like that. Like, oh well, the Barack's president, so anybody can do whatever they want to. Like, no, man, he's a president. He's represented the entire country. 300.
There's checks and balances. There's a bunch of white senators that of course.
The worst thing he could do is favor one race or another. Like that's, I mean, that would start a war. Oh,
here can I give you an example? All right, so I've talked about the guy that was the best man at my wedding, soul brother Kevin. Right. He does nights at 102.5 The Bone. Okay. The one thing he always gets labeled as is, why do you have to make every topic about race? Like he can't give his opinion. No, do you understand what I'm saying though?
Yeah.
Because I mean, most people that do FM talk radio are white, 25 to 54 male. Okay.
Okay.
Him being a black host on an FM talk station, when he has an opinion, when it comes to anything like that, you would not believe the bullshit that gets tweeted to him.
It's fun. It's funny. I do like about radio though. Well, obviously they know who he is, but it's always that fun part where they can't tell if you're like black or white. If you can like have that very like neutral voice, it's crazy, man. It's you'd be surprised what people will say.
Dude.
And I had, I'll make this quick, but when I was a mortgage loan originator, we used to have to pretty much make cold calls, and try to get clients. And
how hard are cold calls? Like, I mean, that 9 times out of 10, once again, I've already used that a bunch of times. These people don't want to be bothered.
Well, it's not that hard as you think, because you gotta understand, like, when it comes to mortgages, for us to get like the lead or whatever, you as a consumer had to show some form of interest, right? You went on a website to figure out what a payment would be if your rate was this, and so on and so forth. So even though it may not be the main, at the top of your head, like you had at one point in time, you had some interest. So I mean, I was really good at like just the sales side, bringing them in, or just making them comfortable. But to my point, like I'd have clients, in Texas and all over the country, and I had this one guy. He's from New York. His name was, well, I'm not gonna say his name, but he was from New York, and I had to like, great guy, but I pretty much had to hold his hand throughout the whole process, right? Because shit would happen, setbacks, and so forth, and basically because this is an era of Facebook, so I had his contact number. Like he had my cell, I had his cell, and like you can
look each other up.
Exactly, but not that he looked me up, but how it'll have like suggestions, right? Like, oh, so and so's in your contacts.
Oh my god, a black guy's trying to sell me a mortgage.
No, so he he didn't say that, but like he had called me one day, and we're still cool, but he called me one day. He's like, hey, Serak, so I saw you on Facebook. I didn't know you were a brother. Like that. That's his words. Exactly.
Why would you say brother?
I don't know, man. He was a firefighter. He was an old retired firefighter, and I played up. Oh, I mean, yeah. He's like, you don't sound like it. I'm like, I'm sorry.
Oh God, that is the worst thing you could say.
And it's a worse situation than that. I had a guy in Texas, and another great guy. Like these are like, you enjoy talking to some of these people, right? Because you haven't met them, and you guys have some sort of bond as you're going through the process. And I had asked him one time because he was refinancing his mortgage, and I was like, hey man, like what do you think your property's worth? As far as like homes in the area what have they sold for? And he had like a ranch or some shit, like something weird. And he was like, well, it was worth this amount, but
then
some blacks moved in across the street,
oh my God,
and probably dropped the value. And I'm like, oh okay, and like it's just so like I gotta continue to work. I can't. I'm not just gonna hang up with a guy. It was like a $500,000 deal.
Yeah, you want the commission. You're like, fuck it. You know what?
Yeah, man. But it just showed me like how like when people are comfortable and they don't really know who they're talking to, how like their true self comes out, right? Because if he's like knew who I was or saw me or whatever or Facebook, he probably wouldn't have said what he said, and two, probably wouldn't even went through with the whole process in general. So it's crazy, man. It's crazy.
I have a story related to that, and there was a country radio station at one point here in Orlando called B94.5, and their midday guy was called Ellis B. Feaster. Okay, great guy.
Wait,
radio or
Ellis
B. Feaster.
That's funny.
Okay, so yeah, I mean he's a radio legend in the Orlando area. But he did middays on a country station. And this is like in the mid 90s. You did not know what your radio people looked like back then because there really wasn't website stuff like that. And then in my small little hick town, hey, guess what? You know that LSB Fisher? Yeah, what about him? I love that guy. He's a black man. What the fuck? No, seriously though. But he's the nicest guy in the world, though. It's really, really weird.
But it shouldn't be, man. It shouldn't be. That's one of probably my biggest concerns, though. It's like,
But do you know for the first time that the population under 18? Now think about this. Whites are not the majority anymore.
No, was it Hispanics probably?
I don't know, but I just know that it's not Caucasians.
I think it's Hispanics actually.
It might be, but I mean I look. It does not bother me because I was in the town I grew up in. Whites were the minority there,
right?
So what I'm saying is like people are gonna have to change. They're gonna have to.
Yeah, but I feel like the people that are still like in control. I mean, majority of them are Caucasian. That can actually make a difference.
Let me ask you this though. Could it be more? What is a bigger problem? A class issue, the rich, even versus the moderately poor, or moderate people that are doing fine, surviving paycheck to paycheck, or a race issue, because there's a lot of people struggling.
Yeah, I think it's a mix of all three. It's and the thing is, it's hard. I mean, I know we all say that we want unity, and we want there be a smaller gap between rich and poor, but at the end of the day, man, I mean, I don't want to say it is what it is. I don't think that's like gonna happen. I mean, as long as this is a democracy, and and you're free to make as much money as you want, man. The rich are gonna stay rich, the poor are gonna stay poor. The minorities are always gonna feel oppressed. Like that's just how it is. And I mean, I want things to change, but it's tough, man. It's literally like a competition. Nobody wants to like admit the real shit. It's literally like
it is.
competition.
Hey, here, and we're gonna get into some fun topics right after the break, but this is the last thing. A lot of people don't realize, okay? And this is completely backwards. Completely backwards. It just doesn't make sense. Here in the state of Florida, they do the testing. I forget what the testing's called, but it's like for school. And based on those testing results, the schools that have the best scores get more money, and the ones that do poorly on it don't get the extra money. Shouldn't it be the other way around? Like, seriously,
but isn't that funny? How that same concept is the same way with money, right? The ones who make a lot of money tend to make more, and the ones who don't tend to make less.
But shouldn't we be giving the money for better resources to the schools that are doing poorly?
But who are we? Does anybody want to give money away? No. Everybody's greedy. Nobody. I mean, we have charities and shit, but sometimes that's just a front for something else.
But listen, right now,
would you give your money away?
No. I mean, I have very little of it, so I don't.
Yeah,
have
but
but
there's somebody out there with way less than you. Would you give them money?
No.
Exactly. So maybe, now ask a rich person.
Now,
would they give someone money? It's the same concept.
Okay, but like, all right, for example, you look at like the guy that runs Amazon or Elon Musk. $1 million is like compared to the change that I'm looking at in my console of my shitty ass PT Cruiser right now.
Yeah, probably.
No, I'm being dead serious.
Yeah, but like, it's still theirs. Who says they have to give money to people? That's how I mean, keeping wealth is.
Listen, I know that a lot of people are going to be turned off by this conversation. I just know that I'm going to get a lot of hate.
I'm just saying,
because people are going to call us libtards.
I just think like, I mean, maybe I just grew up different, or maybe I just had different influences. Like I'm just not the type. North. I'm not the type to feel like I need a handout. I feel like there's plenty of information. There's plenty of opportunities. Yes, some are way harder than others. I mean, that's just how it is. But there's always going to be a way around something, is what I'm trying to say. I mean, unless you're like in prison for life or something like that, there's usually some type of opportunity for you, or something to make you, either make more money or be more intelligent, and so on and so forth. So I'm just not big into handouts at all. I mean, I would donate to charity. Unless they're children. Children are the only exception. But if you're an able-bodied adult, like there shouldn't be many excuses.
Okay, listen, I've never been on unemployment in my life. You want to know? Let me ask you: did you get your first stimulus check?
Yeah, I got them all actually.
Guess what? I did. I didn't get the first one. And
why not?
I've tried, and I've paid my taxes every single fucking year.
You see,
so it's not like I owe. But I've tried to get them.
I'm gonna give you an example of exactly what I was just saying. So you said you never got your stimulus. So I have a buddy. I'm not gonna mention his name, but I don't think he got his stimulus check either, or his taxes, one of the two, like last year. And I'm like, hey man, you did your taxes. He was like, oh no, I didn't get anything, any return, or I didn't get a stimulus check. I said, why not? He's like, I don't know. I'm like, why don't you know? And it's just like, he's like, but hear me out. But like saying I didn't get my stimulus check or my taxes because I don't know is meaning I don't care. I'm not gonna make an effort to figure out why. And it'll be something stupid like I had the wrong address, or I didn't call, or I didn't send the email, I didn't reply, I didn't go through the troubleshoot, I didn't read the entire article, I didn't, it's 9 out of 10 times it's something you didn't do, not just the government saying picking on you.
No. I'll stop you right there. Right now with the pandemic, People like are working from home. People are all calling. Here in the state of Florida, we had a humongous problem with the unemployment website.
Yeah, I remember that.
Okay, so I tried and tried and tried to get through to people, and there's only so many times you can wait holding on the phone. Literally, I'm not exaggerating. I held on my phone for an hour and 45 minutes.
Did you go on the website?
Yes, went on the website, filled everything out.
Okay.
I did everything that I could. I can't get an answer. I can't get an answer.
Have you been on the website since?
At some point, I just was like, fuck it.
You see? So, okay. So, same, just like my friend, like at some point, I gave up. So, it's not that the opportunity wasn't there for you. You just gave up. Because actually, I'm going to tell you something, Tuddle. So, last year, when COVID did hit and we were shut down for, I think, like a month or two at the bar, my buddy actually he's one of the heads up at K-Force, the staffing company. And he got me to help out on the unemployment phone lines for about a couple of weeks. And I talked to tons of people, and 99% of them, well, yeah, the website kind of sucked for the most part, but I would say 90 to 95% of them just gave up, or they just misinterpreted some, or they missed a little, or they didn't pay attention. And I thankfully I helped everybody I got a chance to talk to, but I'm just trying to just reiterate the point, like, hey, there is a way. Like my buddy still just got now his back pay for unemployment like a couple months ago. So what I'm trying to say is, giving up doesn't mean that you were purposely picked on or something.
My time is money, though. Like I, at a certain point, need to figure out, because I'm trying to build something with this podcast right now.
Right. No.
So how much time am I going to waste?
I agree.
On doing that when I could be doing something more productive. Yeah. When I'm just getting spun around in circles.
When you say wait, like, okay, I agree. I did talk to people who were like, I need this money. I can't wait forever. I say, fine, don't wait. Check on it every now and then. People were calling every day wanting an answer. I'm like, listen, there are millions of people unemployed. This website sucks. It's getting clogged because you guys keep calling. Be patient. In the meantime, get creative. Do something else. Find work here and there. That's what I did. I know a lot of other people did.
I'll be fine. Listen.
Right. So that money is owed to you. If you were ever unemployed and you were eligible, which majority of people were, you can still get that money today. It's just people give up and they don't care, and they say it's a waste of time. It's not a waste of time. Yeah. If you owe me, $600 to $3,000-$4,000, yeah, I may not be on your ass every day, but I'm gonna be checking on at least once a month.
Hey, Serak, though, if the roles were reversed and I owed the government money, like the IRS, guess what? Those motherfuckers would know how to get a hold of me.
Of course, because
they would easily. No, hell,
they get paid to do that. It's a difference.
But they can give me the runaround. If I did not pay my taxes, guess what? I would be thrown in jail. What? See, now I'm kind of pissed now. Like I am really fucking pissed now.
Yeah, but
because
IRS,
no,
people
fuck
that work
that,
there get paid to keep track of you. You don't get paid to call them.
Fuck that.
It's a complete role reversal. I tell you what. After this, go back on the unemployment website, put your information back in, and tell me that it won't work.
Okay,
Guaranteed.
but how? But seriously though, you don't see my point. How is that?
I see
how
your
is that
point,
fair?
but you also have
because
to
if I
understand,
don't pay the
think about this. You're talking about the IRS and taxes, on a yearly, it happens every year. It's the same thing, when taxes are due. But we're talking about last year, a pandemic that, we've rarely ever seen before, and, mass layoffs and unemployment, and expect the same, process to go in a timely fashion. You got to understand the situation that's going on. Like I just told you that I got staffed. I don't even know shit about unemployment, but I know they were short staffed because so many people were unemployed. So how can you have the same expectations, when something that's never happened before happens for the first time?
Look, that I want to work. Listen, I'm very persistent. Like I don't give up, but like at some point it gets to a point where like it just pisses me off because like I said, if I didn't pay my taxes, they would put me in jail. So what repercussions do I have against the government when I can't get my fucking money?
You still can. You just have to be patient, man. You got to.
All right, I'm going to do it tomorrow. I'm going to get on the site
today.
Tonight.
Why do it tomorrow? Do it today. And then the next time we do an episode, you're going to be like, wow, Serak, I'm so sorry that my money's on the way.
All right.
I know, but
I mean, at
I
least
get
you're
it, though.
taking a stand. At least you're having an opinion.
I'm just saying,
and
I
that's
get
great.
it. I get it, man. Like emotions were high back. I mean, this is a year ago. I had people yell at me, where's this? Where's that? I'm like, listen, this is how it is. You can yell all day and all night. Doesn't fucking matter. You'll get it when you get it. That's it. That's something you got to deal with. And the funny part is, man, like this 2020 or this past year with the pandemic has sucked, but it's also brought the best out of a lot of people. Like,
I don't think so. I think it's divided us even more.
Well, yeah, but still,
It has.
as far as the creativity aspect, I'm saying, like being able to do something else for a little bit and find new career paths. I think,
dude, you know what I've done? I've been catching fish, even though I don't have a commercial fisherman's license, so I shouldn't probably be saying this on the show. You started a podcast. Yeah, I started a podcast, but
and what episode are you on right now?
I think this will be 373.
Do you think you would start a podcast if COVID never happened?
Probably not.
Exactly. So tell me how you didn't get better from this pandemic.
But I've always been creative. I've always been a survivor. But
you've never done this. That's the thing, man. Opportunity. When you see it, you take it, man. You take it.
I fished all day. I would catch fish and go to the poor areas and sell the fish that I caught. And fucking,
that's called
which
hustling,
I know is
man.
completely illegal.
Shit,
you know what I've been doing?
Listen. Welcome to being a minority. That's called hustling.
And guess what? I would go on Craigslist, the need gone stuff. People that are just giving shit away for free, like they just need it gone. You know what I do? I go grab that shit, even though it's free, and I just turn around. Yeah, it's not a big profit, but if I make $5 or $6 off of something that I got for free, and they pay the shipping, yeah, I'm gonna do stuff like that.
And that's how you make. Listen, man, that's what I mean, man. Like pandemics, either you're gonna rise to the top or you're gonna fall to the bottom, like majority of people. That's how you hustle, man. And we're lucky, man. You're lucky you can even do that because I've been around the world a few times and I've seen places that are a lot worse than America, where you gotta actually walk for some water or just the basic necessities. So a little bit of struggle of having to resell something online versus having to figure out how to put the lights on is completely different.
All right, we're going to take a quick break, but I want to get into something fun here because, you've even mentioned that you've never fished before.
I know, I need to.
Okay, so I think about this, and when we come back from the break, I want to get your answer. If we lost the internet, all electricity, all that good stuff, do you think you could survive living off the land?
How long do I have to survive for?
Everything's gone. Everything's gone.
Oh man. I mean, hell yeah, I could survive.
I don't want to know. We'll talk about it right after the break. All right. Be back in a few minutes. You are listening to the Tuddle Daily Podcast.
He's a nerd.
I've only been arrested one time.
A radio personality.
Professionally, I'm not in the best position that I've ever been in.
And hot talk satirizer.
You would think with everything that's going on, a Caucasian like myself wouldn't be able to randomly talk to an African American or a minority.
You're listening to the Tuddle Daily Podcast. Wish you could have just flown and had your vehicle arrive a day or two later so you can enjoy more time doing what's important to you? Well, you can. Just give Starfire Transport a call. Let the professionals do the driving while you're flying. Starfire Transport specializes in RV and auto transport. They'll also haul watercraft from boats to PWCs, cargo trailers, and more. Service available throughout the continental United States. So don't wait. Call Brian today at 574-349-4193 or 989-751-6106 for your next move. 10% off for veterans past or present. Also, make sure to tell them Tuddle sent you for an additional discount. That's Starfire Transport. Do you have something you want to say?
Hey, what kind of preacher is you?
Leave Tuddle a voicemail.
Cause you kind of ignorant.
Especially if you think he's being an asshole.
No mega bitch.
Will your hurtful comments offend Tuddle?
No, baby.
Call the show at 407-270-3044.
No, baby.
All right, guys, welcome back to the Tuddle Daily Podcast. Sorry about the seriousness. I know that we're gonna get a lot of blowback, Serak. We are like.
Oh, I don't care. I like.
I get.
Oh, would you say blowback? Oh my
blowback.
bad.
Hey, speaking of that, somebody reminded me because I played golf this week. I played like shit horribly.
What'd you shoot? I don't know. Well, actually, don't even answer that because even if you told me the number, I have no idea if that's good or not.
It was a best ball tournament, which means you have 4 people on a team. Each person hits a ball. Then whoever had the better shot, you play from that spot.
Okay, so pretty much everybody sucks, and you guys are playing for fun.
I did hit the most houses on the golf course.
Yo, so now, I saw that gun. What was that? A golf gun?
Yeah. See. Yeah. It's pressure loaded. It hooks up to an air compressor, and then you drop the golf ball in, and like if anybody got a hole in one, want a brand new like Ford F-150 truck with the cannon. Yeah.
That should be like an actual sport, like golf cannon. And you play golf, but it's just with the cannon.
So I'm playing, and then, now tell me if this is fucked up or not, okay? I have been sober for a year and a half now.
Congrats.
Over a year and a half, okay? Tom Van from Tom and Dan, he was getting drunk with everybody. And one of the guys in the group that paid to play with us were like, kept calling me a pussy. Hey, why won't you party with us? And these guys were loaded. Like I told you, like, how many stacks they have.
Yeah, walking around with duffel bags type shit.
Yeah. Somebody offered me $400 to have a drink.
Wow. What a dick, right? Like, I'm not trying to like down.
I mean, listen.
I mean, I'm sure they're cool, but like when I take like, you being sober and like the whole sobriety thing very serious just because like, I know
what I've been through.
Even though they're joking, like one of the worst things you can do is
they weren't joking.
For someone to break something they've been working really hard on.
No, the money was out.
Fuck that. You can pay me. Well, actually, I mean, I do have a number, but
no, I definitely have a number because I'd be like, alcoholics fall off the wagon all the
Bottoms
time.
Up.
Yeah, I get. You know what? Day 1 starts tomorrow, and no, I'm for real. Like,
right.
I mean, but like, if he would have pulled out $1,000 and said, "Just do a shot," I would have hated myself for it. I would have felt like a whore. But I'm telling you right now, I would have done it.
Yeah,
and then I just would have started over again.
Yeah, what would have happened? He would have said, "Do a shot for 1,000," and then next thing you know, you'd be like 10 shots in by the end of the day.
No.
That's how it works, man. It's a domino effect. One starts it all.
It is. Well, see, that's why I cannot drink because listen. My mind works. Oh, I had 2 and I'm feeling really good right now. Fuck it. Let's 4. Like if I did 2, 4 is going to feel really good.
Just compounds. Like, it's 4. It's
and
8,
then you're like
4,
8. Dude, like the most out of it. Like I've never thrown up drinking before. I don't know why. I don't know if that's like something to brag about.
Wait, you've never, ever?
No.
Nope. I don't know. Maybe you have and just don't remember.
But I had to do this book report where this is before you were at the BRN and there was a lot of the big names were still there. I had to do a book report, but the book report had to be everything negative about people on the show. Like I had to call them out, like for real. It wasn't like a roast.
Fun.
Oh no, it was not because everybody got pissed at me.
But it's the truth.
Okay, but yeah, it is. But I drank a handle of Jack Daniels in 30 minutes.
Before the book report?
During the book report. Like,
okay.
I would just take big chugs. Like I would do a couple of like comments.
I know, just take a sip like, and you, Mike, fuck you. I don't even like you. I don't even know why you work here. You're always late. Your face gives me a fucking headache just by looking at it. You sound like you got something in the back of your throat. And you's a bitch. Dude, that's why I couldn't do it.
But guess what though? I got blackout drunk. They put me in the green room. You know where the green room is. And you know those airsoft guns that Bubba had, right?
Oh, man, don't tell me they shot you up.
Dude, I saw the video after. Well, here, I woke up and I raged. They had to repair the one of the walls in the bathroom because I punched the hole in it.
Oh my
because
God. They give you a gun at least? You should.
No,
oh
dude.
My God.
Dude, they shot me for almost 2 minutes straight. I did not move once.
Oh my! Who was shooting?
I don't know. It was like 3 or 4 people, like nonstop for like 2 minutes on full auto.
You got way more control than I do because I would have been throwing blows at everybody. I wouldn't care. That would have been my last day there, and I would have went out.
I thought I had I was like, when did I get a full sleeve tattoo? Because from my shoulder to my wrist was black and blue, Serak. None of the white was showing on my skin. It was pretty bad.
That's like fucked up. You know, like
no, it is. But be careful, buddy, because I'm still doing stuff with those people. So please.
Okay, I know. I don't want to get you in trouble, but you shouldn't have to hold your tongue either. I mean, it was a fucked up situation.
No, I was mad. Trust me, I was fucking pissed. I was pissed.
I would have shot him up, man. I would have got him good. I would have been patient, got some revenge. I would have brought in that damn golf cannon, whatever the hell it was.
Wow.
And mid show, just fire right between the eyes.
That should have been the big wake up call for me, but it wasn't. I kept drinking again and again and again. And did I ever tell you what my wake up call was?
What was that?
That I was staying with Colton for the longest time out of the goodness of his parents' heart. And I don't want people to think I was mooching. Like, I did a lot of things around the house. Like, we mowed. I took out the garbage every day. I cleaned the dishes.
Chores,
I did my stuff, okay? One night on one of Bubba's 199 on a Friday night, I took maybe some other pills that don't mix very well with alcohol. And the next thing I remember, it's 1:00 the next day. I'm in an empty house at Colton's house. They had already left. And, I felt really, really bad because they did all this stuff for me. And come to find out, like, I was not moving. Like,
damn.
Colton drove me back in my PT Cruiser. And I was just like, they just threw me in the back seat. His dad tried to help. His dad ended up throwing his back out, trying to pull me in.
Oh, man, Tuddle, you got somebody hurt.
And I pissed on the floor.
At least you didn't shit. I guess that's a plus.
But I'm very respectful, like, of people's generosity. And that was my big wake up call. It was
especially when it's like someone who's like not necessarily involved in whatever you do, And I'm sure Cone's parents, I mean, they sound like some lovely folks. They probably just were hoping you're okay and wishing the best.
Yeah, I know they were really, really cool about it. But I was just like, you know what? These people have done something for me that not a lot of people would do. And I was like, all right, it's a problem now.
I mean, yeah, like, I don't know, man, because it's, I'm trying to think from their perspective. Like, I'm sure they know that, you're an adult, you can make decisions for yourself. And, there's times where you fuck up. Like, people make mistakes.
That's a big fuck up, though. That's a big fuck up.
Yeah, but you're heavily under the influence. You don't even remember, so you probably blacked out.
But it was my choice, though. It was my choice to do what I did.
Yeah, but I'll tell you. They know what you do at the BRN, though. So, like, they gotta expect, something to happen.
And listen, I hate when people blame, oh, Bubba made you drink. No, I could have said no.
Yeah,
there were some mornings.
It's different when there's pressure. Come on, we all know that. Like, it's no one. No, I know, but.
No. That was all me. That was all me. That was me. And I hate when people like try to blame it. Like, if I was serious about it, I would have said no.
Okay, well, I'll say this.
Because
you could, even though it's all you, there's still a responsibility of people around you to try to push you in the right direction. If I know you have a drinking habit, Total, let's say if you're some raging alcoholic, right? That's your decision. But as a friend, I'm gonna do as best as I can to, help you avoid situations like that.
So it's kind of like, did you ever see the movie New Jack City?
Yeah.
Okay, like when they put Chris Rock undercover, when he played the perfect crackhead.
Oh yeah,
the
crackhead, yeah.
Yeah, and they went in there and he's working around all the crack, and that scene where he's like crying and he's putting that glass dick right to his mouth, and he's about to hit off of it. I was like, oh man, that's fucked up. They sent a crackhead to go in undercover in a crack factory.
Yeah. It's like Willy Wonka in a chocolate factory for little kids.
Exactly.
Like, shit.
That big fat kid that got stuck in the pipe.
Yeah, you can't blame him, man.
Yeah, man. But no, like, it was my fault. It really, really was my fault. Because they would throw me those little airplane-sized bottles every time I'd tell a funny joke.
Yeah.
And then some days I'd be on fire.
What was that?
It was Touch Vodka.
No. But like the segment
Oh,
where you had to
fuck.
like bark like a seal or some
Oh
shit.
yeah. And they would throw it to me, and as long as I caught it, they would keep throwing them to me.
And it was
Uh,
like that show was like at 6 o'clock in the morning too. Like, god damn.
Dude, there were some mornings I was 12 shots of vodka before 10 a.m.
Oh
Like,
my god. I don't know how you did
like,
it, man. I don't know how you did it.
man,
And then like
dude,
in like the fucking like I mean, I love the studio. It was cool as hell. But like I can't like perform well when it's like really
you can't.
dark.
Oh, dude, I love it. I love for the studio to be dark. I really do.
I need like daytime. I need like natural daytime light because it makes me more awake. But like I mean, obviously my schedule was way different than everybody else's schedule, but like
Yeah, because you showed up late for the one day that I was getting you on the show for a whole show. Like, I don't think can I
Oh,
take a
God, here
second
we
and
go
talk
again.
about that? Can
Here we
I
go
can I take
again.
a second to talk about that?
Of course.
Like, a lot of you guys don't know. Like, I was in Bubba's. I was like, like Bubba asked. He was like, "What do you guys think about Serak? What do you?" I was like, "He's great on the air." I was like, give him a shot." And I was like, I even called you the night before. It's like, hey, just let you know, you're gonna be on. You're gonna get a chance to sit on a whole show. And you showed up late,
I was like a minute late, 2 minutes late.
motherfucker, dude.
He should have known better. CPT, man. It's 6 o'clock in the morning. Like I'm just
No,
all
do
right,
not
listen.
use
I
that
show
shit,
I know,
man.
I know. Listen,
You
I
got
showed
an
up late.
opportunity that night, and then you told the corniest fucking joke.
What did I
Remember?
I forgot what I said?
Remember, you said, "Oh, I had to stop and save the baby on the side of the road" or something.
Yeah,
Like
because I can't believe you guys didn't get that reference. That was from Kevin Hart's zebra segment, his what now stand up.
Okay, I'm
Like
sorry.
the fact that you guys
I
didn't
make
get
references.
that, in my head I was like, good thing I was late.
I make references all the time that you don't get. So yeah, now I know how it feels.
Yeah, but that was actually relevant in like during the time. Like the stand up was like, within like it came out within the year. The deer, bro, I meant to say.
I'm sorry that I missed that stand-up special that Kevin Hart did.
You know what's funny though? Like I liked this show, like the Bubba show, but I liked it. I like the position, but I kind of didn't like the praise as much because I feel like I didn't really earn it. You know, like I know, like because everybody.
Why do you feel like you didn't earn it?
Because I like my like, I've been.
I'll be honest.
I've been
with
an
you. I'll be honest
athlete.
with you.
I've been an athlete majority of my life, so I've always been really big with training and getting better and learning and and competing. Like I don't like going into situations where they say you're good or like they already are praising you before anything is actually, before you give them anything. And that's why I was like kind of skeptical. So I should
radio. Okay, all right. So can I explain why?
Mhm.
Can I just give me a second? Back in the day, you never knew what your radio personalities looked like. Okay.
Right.
Like seriously, you just didn't know what they looked like. Like they would put that disgusting chicks on the air all the time with the most
Hey, it's your
amazing
girl.
voices. No, but with sexy ass voices, and they would be like, all right, we're fine. They don't have to see her.
Right.
Now in the day and age of radio, trust me, you are a Denzel, good looking, like Michael B. Jordan type guy. And trust me, everybody's looking for that edge. We were on Twitch. Trust me, you were
know.
good
See
on
now,
the
if
air.
you would explain it to me like this, then yeah. But but I'll be honest, I'm happy the way that things turned out.
Oh, yes. I mean, we all are. Listen, I love that whole crew. Bubba had done more for me than basically anybody in radio. Like, he gave me a legitimate shot to be a co-host on a nationally syndicated radio show. And I appreciate that. I really, really do. But Serak, though, that's an opportunity that a lot of people like you could have been fast tracked.
I know. I guess I was skeptical. Seemed like it came too easy.
Like, why are these white people being?
Yeah,
so
like
nice
what
to
am
me?
I like? Am I like their a prize?
No, just say
you know
it.
what I mean?
Just
Like
say it.
you know
the
what I'm
T word. Just say the T word. Just say it. Just say the T word.
Let's just say, if you ever
know?
seen South Park, all right, there's a character on there who has a T
All
on
right,
his shirt.
all right. So guess what? You know what? Back to the opinionated thing. I'm gonna say it. Token.
Yeah, I kind of felt like that a little bit.
Really? I did not.
A
know
little
that.
bit, yeah. I don't know why. Because
trust
like
me,
I mean,
Bubba did not treat you like that.
he
Bubba did not
didn't.
feel that way.
I don't think
he did not feel that way.
He didn't. I know, and I respect Bubba 100%. And I still, I appreciate everything that I learned and what was done.
Do you
But
think
I still
it
felt
helped
like
you?
that because like just given like okay, so just
Why though?
just
Why though? Like why? Okay, we're back to wanting to get treated as equal.
I mean, just think about this. What was my name on the show?
Mocha Prince.
Okay, so that should have been the first red flag, right?
Wait, did you find that offensive?
No, but it wasn't offensive. But I mean, come on. If I said describe somebody who was called Mocha Prince.
Okay, all right. Here, I'll give you an example. Back in the day on Real Radio, I don't even know how the fuck we got away with this one. We had a fat Asian kid that was interning on the radio show.
Okay.
The Orlando Magic's coach was Matt Gukas. Okay,
What year
they
was this?
wanted back in the like early 2000s, or he used
Okay.
to be a coach.
Okay.
Matty Gukas. They wanted to call the intern Fatty Gukas, which the slang term for an
Oh.
Asian is,
Is it? Oh
Word.
yeah, didn't the Bucks cornerback I think just got in trouble for that like today.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is like, dude, I had an alter ego on the show where I would dress up as a character called the evil Dr. Nerdcock. How would we ever get away with saying cock on the radio? But we were like, so, I mean, when you put the two words together, nerdcock, I mean, who knows if it's COCK? It could be nerdcod, like COCH,
Yeah. But we all know.
Yeah, we all know. But
yeah, exactly. So going back to like the token thing is like we all know, it's
but
like
that was nobody felt that way though, Serak. That
I
was
did.
on you though. That was on you though.
yeah, I guess you're right. Maybe I was just overthinking it.
Like, I mean, the shit works both ways, man. Look,
Yeah.
I know we're being real serious today, but
It's
like
Monday,
here,
baby. Business.
Here, I'll give you an example. Okay. This kind of relates. Okay. The problem that I've been having, okay,
Mm-hmm.
when I meet a new chick, okay,
Mm-hmm.
I'm too nice. I try to do things that are special, like that are unique, instead of just, hey, do you want to go to the movie? The movies is the worst first date you can go on because obviously you're not going to be talking
Right.
during that time. Okay.
Is it really the worst first date?
I think it is. I think it's one of the worst places you could take a girl to on a first date.
Okay.
No, well, I mean, you don't need
I'll
my
write
help.
that down.
You're doing way better. Yeah, why do you need me? I'm the one that's fucking divorced and lonely. So, I mean,
it was a really good movie.
But what I'm saying though is that why is it that when a guy is overly nice at the beginning,
Mhm.
the chick always thinks that they have ulterior motives? Like he's just wanting to fuck me. He's just
Well, he
wanting to get in
is.
my pants. Okay, but
I would be.
why? But okay, but back to the thing. What I'm trying to say is, why are guys labeled just because they're nice as just people that are just trying to fuck you? You get what I'm saying?
Because sometimes
that's not fair, though. That is not fair, in my opinion.
Well, I think I don't know. Are people just not supposed to be mean all the time? I think nice is almost
some
too,
chicks.
Oh, well, I'll say this. I think some girls thinks that a nice guy, it's too fake. Like it's almost like Instagram, right? Where every picture looks nice and it's filtered, but deep down inside, it's someone who's insecure or has other types of issues that they're dealing with. So when a guy is nice guy, it always seems like he's hiding something, right?
But that's how I was raised, Serak. Though, like seriously, I'm an only child. And my dad taught me to be respectful to women and elders.
Right. So I mean, you would just have to find a girl who feels the same way. That's the problem though. Like a lot of girls, I mean, it's tough, man. It's hard to find. I mean, I got a good girl, but I can't speak for everybody else.
But like, I mean, it's not racist. It's kind of sexism a little bit though, isn't it? Because, like, if a guy is trying to, what, do you want us to be dicks? Like, here,
no,
for example,
but you got to be somewhere in between.
Do you open the door for a chick when you're getting in the car? Like, do you walk around to the
It depends.
passenger side?
Like, I wouldn't get out of my car.
No, what
and
I'm saying
run
is,
around and just open the door.
see, I do that.
But if we
though.
both are, if we both are walking up to the car, I'll open the door for them. I don't know. It just depends on like, how the car is. Where's it located? Am I in like a tight parking spot? Am I?
So am I overdoing it? Like, I don't know. Do I have to be a dick though?
It
like,
depends on the type of girl you're going. I think, older women, hell yeah, you got to be, a super gentleman. But these young girls, man, you can do whatever the hell you want.
bitch, you can open up your own fucking door.
Yeah,
Now-
hell, you can
now
put her
let
in the
me-
trunk. She probably wouldn't care.
Here, now let me
Just kidding.
ask you this. This is always the judge of if the woman cares about you or not. Okay, because I always open the door when we're going to the car, and I've owned a lot of cars that don't have power locks or power locks on it.
Okay.
So I open up the door for them, and the bitch will not open up or unlock my door while I'm walking around. You see what I'm saying? At least unlock
Yeah,
the door
but
for
that's
me.
that's normal, right? Because I wouldn't do that in someone else's car, like because it's your guest. She's a guest in your vehicle, so she doesn't want to touch anything or fuck anything up. She probably doesn't even like say. You'll probably say, "Hey, you want to listen
Are
to
you
anything?"
kidding
She's like,
me?
and she'll
Are you
probably
kidding
say
me?
like, "Oh, I don't care, whatever you want to listen to."
Your chick must listen to this podcast then or something. You're trying to be nice or something. Like I'm being dead
but
serious.
listen, tell you're doing the same thing to me that you're complaining about. Why can't I just be a nice guy? Why is there some ulterior motive?
But
Same
isn't
exact
it?
thing.
Wouldn't it be cool if the chick like was at least courteous? Pulled the handle to unlock the door, so I don't have to stick the key in the goddamn hole. I know it's
Honestly,
a minor
okay.
thing.
But yeah, I give it. It's an older car, so that's different. But like, I'd probably kind of feel weird though if I like open the door for her. She gets it. I shut the door. I'm walking around the front of the car. I'm looking through the windshield. I see her reach over to open my door. I'm like, whoa.
I'd be
what are
like,
you
hell
doing?
yeah. No, I would be like, she cares about me and she's into me. It's
Yeah, but
little
that's
things like that, though.
That's like
Serak.
now, but it's like in that situation, it's like you guys are trying to like one up each other. It's
All right,
it's
whatever.
like
See-
it's like you guys are at a restaurant and after you no after you no after you
See,
no, I
now
beg
you're
your
just
pardon.
being a dick and trying to
No,
make me
I'm
feel
not.
bad.
But like you gotta like
you're
you don't want to
telling
be
me I need
you
to be
don't
an
want to be
asshole.
too nice. You don't want to be too nice. It's just it doesn't seem genuine
an
because
example,
people
like
are normally assholes.
Give me an example of something that I can do that's not like a real dickhead thing to do, but kind of be like, oh, maybe, it throws the woman off. Like, I go
Okay.
overboard. Give me something small that I can do that will, like the chick will be like, oh, all right, he didn't do
He may
that.
be an asshole. Okay.
Yeah,
I'd say okay, so say you guys are going, you're on a date, say you're going to some restaurant or something like that. You guys get out, and instead of you open the door for her, like the restaurant door, just walk in front of her and let her open the door for herself. And yeah, like that's like it's just simple, subtle stuff like that, and she'd probably be like, what? Like walking, it's like a power move almost a little bit.
Yeah,
walking in front of someone.
But then it would be my luck that the one chick that I do that to would be like, oh, I love it when guys
What is she gonna do?
open
Walk
door for
home?
me.
Oh well. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. No, I mean, well then you get some shitty luck if that's the case. But no, do something subtle like that, or
Maybe I'm just bad at it though. Maybe I got married at a young age,
or you
and
guys
I'm
are
just
you guys are sitting down, you're eating food, and you get up and go to the bathroom like like before you guys even start talking. Like I'll be the woman in the situation.
or I just say I'm going to the bathroom. I got to do a line of cocaine.
Nah, she might rape you that night. She might love you to death because that's like
Yeah,
hardcore honesty.
but what if she was like, hey, can I join you, or let's just go out to the car? Or, you know what? Fuck dinner. Let's just go home and I'll do it off your penis.
Hey, that's a we call that a flawless victory. Like
yeah, it's a fatality.
The other tables
It's a
would be clapping.
fatality.
They'd be standing up clapping like as you walk out.
Yeah, I didn't even have to pay for dinner. The food hasn't
Right.
even come yet.
That's a boss move right there.
I wasn't at valet long enough for them to even charge me. I
See?
just got to throw the guy a little tip. I go
Yeah.
home.
And now do you see why girls like, it's always that like saying that they like the bad boys? Because it's something different, man. It's just like, when you really just say what you want and how you want it, like, I mean, that's attractive in a sense.
I mean, look at Ike and Tina Turner.
Yeah.
I mean, back to the domestic violence stuff.
Yeah. Sometimes you gotta slap a bitch.
Tina fucking stayed around. Ike must have been the biggest dick, literally biggest dick man out there, or like he was just good in bed, or like I don't know, like
some type of like mental like how do you say this? Like he probably controlled her. Have you ever like this is kind of I mean it's off topic. Well, not off topic, but off subject at least. So you know that David Goggins guy, the Navy SEAL, he like wrote a book
Yeah.
real hardcore trainer, all that shit. I actually listened to his audiobook, and his father, I remember, was kind of like the same way. Like he was like pimp, slapping bitches around, and like he was just say like his mom would like never leave because his father just had like some type of like just
Control.
scary power just over them. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't even have to be like I mean there was some abuse, but doesn't necessarily have to be physical abuse all the time. It's just something. I don't know how to explain
My parents would fight sometimes when they were drinkers when I was younger, but my dad it never got physical though. Never got physical at all. They would.
How do you know? You didn't see
Trust
everything.
me, my mom and dad have always told me like it never has, and they don't lie to me. They pretty much tell me everything. But when I'm
I can turn it though. Like it's weird though because they're like, and you know, normal. I mean, people fight. I mean, people in relationships fight, but like to be like celebrities and you know, and everybody knows that information, and you still stick around, like that has to be something else.
What about Whitney and Bobby though? Come to find out, Whitney was the crazier of the two, basically.
Yep. See,
or did Whitney get driven to that because of Bobby?
Oh man, it's hard to say, man. That's like relationships are tricky, man. It's like you always learning something new. You know, you know, like it's always something new that comes out. I don't know. I'm gonna have to take a rain check of that because I was still kind of like really young.
Once
when
again,
they were
not
like
opinionated.
No, I'm just saying. I don't know. I don't know them. I don't know their relationship well enough, or even you know
Well, who's
their
still
careers
alive right
well
now?
enough.
All right, who's still alive right now?
Oh, Bobby, definitely.
Exactly, and Bobby used to do a lot of drugs too. So what I'm saying
Did he?
is,
Or he could be one of those that like, yeah,
or
sure,
maybe he's just
he just slided in the trash.
There's some people no, but there's some people that can just do massive amount of drugs and it just doesn't. Look at Keith Richards on the Rolling Stone. That guy's done every drug imaginable, and he's still doing it to this day at this age. And the guy probably is in perfect health. Then you got a guy like Chadwick Boseman, who is an in shape guy, doesn't do all that, and he dies of colon cancer.
Yeah, I mean, that's just how it is, man. You can't control. Do you believe in what is it, fate, or you
No, I
think
don't
you
believe-
actually have
no.
control over the things that happen?
No, I don't believe in predetermined destiny or karma. I don't believe in karma. Karma does not exist.
You don't think it exists?
No, because good things happen to bad people and all the time. Bad shit happens to good people all the time. Here,
Yeah, well, okay. It's the whole good things happen to bad people and bad people. Like everybody is a good person and a bad person at some point in time, and just because you know them as a good person doesn't mean they're a good person. I just what they show you on the surface.
okay,
You know?
let me ask you this. Okay, my mom was just recently in the hospital because she had a bad reaction from the second COVID shot.
Mhm.
Doing much better now. You know, I was reading a lot that actually the sicker you get from the second shot, the better protected you are.
Yeah, I heard that too. They say if you don't show any symptoms, then it's not as effective.
All right. I'm not saying I'm not a non-believer, but I do not believe in organized religion. Like I believe that there's something out there
Right.
because you just can't get something out of nothing. You
Very
know,
true.
Okay.
I'm the same way. Like I hate like I don't like yesterday, for instance, like Easter, like I mean it's just another like silly holiday to me. And I'm not saying that there's no
and I don't judge people. Like I'm not one of those people that argue with religious people. I let them believe what they want to believe.
right.
Okay. I don't like judge them for it. But what about all the people on Twitter that were saying, like, I wanted to say, you know, where was God? But everybody was like, oh, I'll say a prayer for your mom tonight. I'll do this. I'll do that. And I'm like, I didn't want to be a dick, but I so wanted to write back. Well, where was God every time that my mom has had cancer 3 times? Where was my
Right.
mom when she's had this? You know, in the Bible, it says God is a controlling of everything. So
Yeah,
you
I
can't
don't
tell me.
I don't think that, go ahead.
No, I just think, and then I played audio this week. I don't know if you listened to it. There was a priest that actually came up that said that hell was created by the churches to scare people.
I believe that 100%. And I don't think like the whole notion of God, I don't think I don't even say I don't think it's a good and bad thing. I don't think, whoever is the higher entity, like
Our God could
really
be an
cares
alien
if
race.
you like have a good life or a bad life. It's just, it's, I almost think like in a way you're kind of like your own God, if that kind of makes sense. Like I think there's definitely some higher force because on the scale of the universe, we're not even like we almost don't even exist really. Saying how tiny we actually are. So it's so funny how we always have like these big, like try to know everything and and the religion is this and there's this God and Jesus died for my sins and he looks like this and this is yada 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 yada. I mean, it's whatever you want to believe, but I think humans have that like that whole the fact that you can believe in something is how we advance as a civilization, right? Because you wouldn't live if you had nothing to believe in.
Is it created though to make people put, because that's the one thing, no matter what, okay? We'll wrap this up into one nice, neatly package, okay?
Mm-hmm.
The differences between black and white, racism, all that stuff that we've talked about earlier. Guess what? Every single person, no matter your religion, color, creed, whatever it may be, guess what we all have in common? You're going to die one day.
Exactly.
It's just going to happen, okay? Was religion created to make people just feel better about it?
I think so.
There's going to be some afterlife.
Yeah, and I think it also, was created to make people like live respectable and try to be a good person, right? Because if there was no like concept of religion or like a heaven and hell, like you wouldn't have everybody would just be killing each other. I mean, they are
but
today.
Most wars have been fought over religion.
Yeah,
most wars have been fought over religion, though.
That neither one can prove.
Hey, but Neil deGrasse Tyson brought this up. Larry King, it was an older interview, but they asked him, if you could live forever, would you want to live forever? And Neil deGrasse Tyson said no, because the urgency of time and how short our lives are in the grand scheme of things.
Mm-hmm.
Humans have only been around for, what, 10,000? I don't even know how long they've been around, but it's in the grand scheme of things, it's a very short time.
Mm-hmm.
And what I'm saying is, he says, knowing that we do have an expiration date motivates us, because if we live forever, we would always be like, I can wait until tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll wait till next century to do that.
Yeah, like it's for real, right? Like, I mean, like you look at all these vampire movies and stuff, that's a vampire. He's lived for 1,000 years.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck has he done with those 1,000 years?
Sleep.
He's still living in a big dusty ass castle.
That's true. I mean, and I agree with.
At least get some Wi-Fi in this bitch, Dracula.
I agree with Neil deGrasse Tyson. I mean, fear in and the knowing that you're gonna die is, like I said, it's a hell of a motivator. Like we kind of need that to be where we are today. We're always thinking about the future. How do we make this better? How do we make that better? What are we gonna do for our children? Yada yada yada.
It's a double-edged sword, though, man. Because I've dealt with this stuff. Me being 40 years old, like I feel like, my failed divorce. The way that I always look at it, the thing that bothers me the most about getting divorced, even though a lot of people get divorced,
mm-hmm.
is that I just threw away all that precious time with a person I wasn't going to be with the rest of my life. So what did I do with that, though? I pissed that time away that I'm never going to get back.
Okay, but what else would have been doing at that time with that time?
But what I'm saying is I don't know. Like,
yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, you can't say that because you have no idea what you would have done, and there's no way of knowing what you would have done because you didn't do it. You're making but you're like, that's like a paradox almost, right? Because you're assuming you would have done something else with your time, but you're assuming it would have made a difference in a way. You know what I mean? Like, you still would have made that same decision to get married and then get divorced.
But you get what I'm saying by regret, right? Like, I feel like time is the most, fuck money, fuck all that stuff. Time is our most precious thing that we have.
Yeah, but time is also relative as well. It's how you view it.
All right. Do you feel like time is going faster as you get older?
Not necessarily.
Yeah,
I
you
think it
haven't
depends
just
on. I think if you are, I'm glad you said that. I was watching a video yesterday. It was kind of like about time. It says that when you think of, like I said, people over 50 view time as like not going faster or slower, like just kind of like constant. And then was it, I think in your 30s, from your 20s to 30s, it seemed like it flew. Oh god damn! Why
no,
can't I
the
think of?
explanation here. Oh, I know
It
exactly
was
what
saying
you're
because like
talking
if
about.
something is not happening in that time frame, it seems like it went by. So like if a lot of shit happened from age 10 to 20, you remember it better, making it seem like that time was a long time. But if it's
Mhm.
from your 20 and 30s and nothing is it's kind of monotone, nothing's really happening, it seems like that time
Here,
like flew by.
I'll give you an example. The time that I was, in the hospital
Mm-hmm.
when I was Baker acted, window on the floor, no clock. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
nothing to do, no stimulation at all.
Mm-hmm.
That 10 days felt like 2 months.
Yeah, it felt like forever. But when you think back on it, it seemed like it flew by, right? Because
But
nothing
but
happened.
but the way that they explain, yeah, now looking back on it, it was nothing. Like I was like, it really didn't seem that long. But the reason they say the older you get, why time seems like it's going by faster is like so when you're younger, okay, you don't have a lot of time behind you. You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So there's nothing to compare it to. But the more time that you build up in your past, that's why your present feels like it's going faster.
Yeah, because you have more things to look back on too. And so it seems like you've done a lot more and technically you've used a lot more time to do all those things. But theoretically, at even at 30 years old, like say if I live to, I don't know, just we'll say 80, I'm not even I haven't even used half the time in my lifetime yet. I'm not even at the halfway mark. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I mean, okay, listen, we're gonna wrap this show up, but I promise you, all right, Serak, we're both gonna show prep. We never show prep, but we're only doing fun, outrageous stories next show.
That
Okay.
was fun.
Personal stories. I know, but like I felt like we got a little too serious on this one, but sometimes it has to be done.
I know you're
Do I
bitching
think
about those
that
taxes, man. Woo.
no, but hear me out though. Like, do I think today's show was entertaining and polarizing? Yes, it was. Because there's going to be a lot of people that have the opposite opinion of what we've talked about on today.
But it was honest and it was truthful and it was the real deal, I guess. I mean,
Are you afraid of dying?
am I afraid of dying? I mean, I can't be afraid of something I know is going to happen.
But like somebody, Manson that used to be on the show. Bubba show.
I think I'd be more afraid if I knew when I was going to die versus dying.
What would you do? Like if the doctor came to you and said you had like 3 months to live,
First, I'm like, are you sure? And he'd be like, yeah.
would you get a second opinion?
Hell yeah. I'd probably spend most of my time getting second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth opinions.
Or why waste that time if you only got 3 months? Wouldn't you want to get out and do things? You wouldn't give a fuck. You'd be like, fuck COVID. I'm gonna go where the fuck I want to go.
That's tough, man, because
Do you know what you would do?
I mean, I don't want to sound like give like the cliche answer and say spend time with friends and family, but I mean, as of right now, that's because I've never been in that situation. That's all I probably
Wouldn't
really
you
want
want to
to do.
experience things? Go to places that you've always wanted to go to?
Yeah, but I don't even think it would be fun knowing that I would die. Like it's
Okay, but I mean, all right, then you know what? You go out and do risky things like, like skydive or like parachute or do whatever,
do you
you'd be
think
like,
like
fuck it.
do you think in
Yep.
those situations that the doctor like do you think before you go to like that type of doctor visit, right? Like say if something's wrong that is minor but it turns out to be major, like life threatening, do you think you should have to sign like an agreement beforehand saying will you have the option to choose? Like say if you were actually going to die in a predicted time period to where like the doctor wouldn't even tell you, right? Or you could sign something else and say he would tell you. Would you
Would you
do
want
would you want to know? Or
Yeah,
just
would you want to know like if when you're born you have an expiration date like canned foods or something like that,
Mhm.
and when the exact date you're going to die. Would that make you
No,
live life differently?
Yeah, because you would just be trying to plan as hard as you can around that date. Like you would have so much shit. Yeah, that's almost a why I think like, you know, we don't know if there's like a higher power. We don't know if there's a God. It's probably just for that reason because we are way too curious and way too, we question everything and we just don't let shit be. So I think knowing you had an expiration date and knowing exactly when it was would probably be the worst thing ever. Like it would, I don't know, it'd be terrible. I like how it is where you don't know and you just live life to the fullest.
Do you remember before you were born?
Do I remember before I was born?
Yeah. Do you have any memories of before you were born?
No, I mean I can barely remember.
Well,
like, even being a kid.
That's how Manson explained death to me.
That what you just wait? What did he say?
No, like he was talking about how people are afraid of dying and stuff, and like he brought up the point. He's like, "Do you remember anything before you were born?"
No, of course not.
Okay, then you're not gonna remember anything when you're dead. You're just not gonna. I know this is depressing and shit. I gotta.
No, it's not
this
depressing,
up.
but it makes you wonder though. Like, well, but you weren't like, you didn't exist. Like, what makes you you? Like, what, you're conscious in your experiences?
Yes, I think your brain. We were never gonna understand the brain enough. Like the brain.
No.
I think it's more powerful than any computer that will ever be able to build.
Unless
like,
we
seriously.
figure out this quantum computing shit, because that shit is next generation mind blowing.
No, but they're I mean, the brain, like, okay, they're all right. Have you ever been in this situation where like you will recall a memory that you haven't thought about probably in 20 years or 10 years, and you'll be like, where the fuck did that come from? Like,
Yeah.
where was that the whole time?
No, it's so think of it as like a big ass filing box, right? So I watched.
How many
I told you
terabytes
this
is the
before,
brain?
though.
How many terabytes is the brain?
A lot, but there's like it's neural connections. That's what happens. Like when you lose connections in certain areas, is how you like forget
Well,
things.
then I'm fucked.
No, it's
then
true.
I'm fucked.
So think about it like this. Say if like you said, something randomly pops up that you remember, right? Like say if you remember
like music reminds me of memories all the time.
Exactly, right? So that music is the connection to that memory, right? So think of like 2 points, that music connects to that memory. And then like sometimes you can lose like the connection and something has to be brought back up to connect to it. Man, it's like a plug and power pretty much. That's why, like, so you never really truly forget things. It's just you lose that connections of neurons,
that access.
pretty much.
It's a corrupted file.
Exactly. But there's always ways to connect back to it. It's just you got to figure it. It's always like something that triggers it, right? Like being in a certain area brings back a memory. But if you're never in that area, it would never come up, right? It's one and one. So,
all right, guys. Well, I'm sorry. Listen, like I said, it's gonna be dick, fart, and pussy jokes next show. Whole show. No, it is. It is. We are not talking about a goddamn serious thing because I mean, damn it. I think we just did about 2 hours worth of content of serious shit.
What time is it?
We started at 5 o'clock, 6:40 right now.
Oh my god, damn! I forgot to. Actually, I didn't have shit to do, so I'm good.
Oh, wait a minute. You know what? I'm gonna save it for the next show, but it is kind of serious. What is up with you giving the circle game sign?
From Easter?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god. First of all, I don't know.
You wouldn't believe how many messages I got from people saying, does Serak know like what that means now?
Do they know that that's the circle game? Like shit, when did that become some type of, white power symbol? I mean, that's a hell of a symbol to choose. But no, man, that was all for putting your finger in and throw some punches.
Yeah, I mean, of course I know what the circle game. I didn't know if you knew that. I just wanted to give you a heads up.
Listen, anybody who doesn't know that was a circle game originally shouldn't be on Facebook looking at pictures anyway.
Yeah, I love what you told me yesterday. You'll be like, "Oh, people are gonna start calling me Clayton Bigsby."
Clayton Bigsby.
I gotta tell you.
I tell you what.
I gotta tell you what. I gotta tell you what. That's the hardest I've ever heard my dad laugh before in my life. I showed that to him, and he was like, "God damn it! I gotta start watching Chappelle Show now."
Don't let the liberal media tell you how to act and feel. If you don't like Will and Grace, that it's nothing wrong with you. It's something wrong with Will. He's a homosexual.
Yeah. But I mean, there were so many things. I mean, But I mean, God,
We want to
man,
see your
that
face. Let us see your face.
yeah, I mean that show was groundbreaking, man.
You can't do that today. Hell no.
I don't think Chappelle gives a fuck. Like Chappelle's to the point. You know what? We got to wrap this up.
Okay,
Tell
all right,
people
all right,
once
all right.
again. Tell people once again how they can check out your podcast. Rock.
Shit. How do these computers
By the way,
work?
I took a 30 milligram Adderall before the
Oh
show.
my god! Good luck trying to sleep. Your body will sleep, but your brain would just be fucking playing tennis.
I don't dream when I'm on this stuff. I don't dream when
you
I'm
don't
on
dream?
it.
Oh, I have like
no.
really vivid dreams. It's weird.
Yeah,
they're great.
No. Tell people how they can check out the podcast.
Shit, how can you? Oh yeah. So Apple Podcasts, iTunes. I kind of forgot.
Your neurons have been like
I know
roadblocked
you've blocked my connections. Spotify, the weekly review, or you can just type in my name, Serak. It's Serak. I know, not like the liquor, but I taste way better. I promise you. As well as on YouTube, the weekly review. We still been working on that, kind of get the kicks out. But yeah, check it out. Give a like, give a thumbs up, follow notification. If you don't, then you can kiss my, you know what.
Has a woman ever like commented on the taste of your, semen? I don't know, like, oh, for real? Because every time
you gotta
you
eat the
say
pineapples, man. You gotta eat the pineapples.
Really, does pineapple really like?
Well, it's not. It's just. It's like. It's not necessarily pineapples. It's just, I think any like citrus type of fruit. I don't know.
Because if I was about to break up with a chick, I would eat like asparagus for a week straight, just to be like, yes.
I don't know if your cum would taste like asparagus.
Well, then why does your pee? Why does your piss smell like horrible whenever you eat asparagus?
It's a reason. I forgot why, but I don't think that correlates with. I mean, I don't know.
Whatever.
I mean, if Paige, if you're listening, I promise you, we would not try this out.
Wait, can you wait a minute? Wait a minute. Or wait, are you telling me because this would be a groundbreaker? Like, if
I don't
you
think
ate
it
asparagus,
does. Listen. I don't think it does.
And then we have her come on and review.
No.
Come
All right,
on, Serak.
All right, where's the record button?
You opened that door, buddy. You opened that door.
I would say this. I don't think. I don't think it tastes like anything.
Combative. The witness is being combative.
Listen, I don't think
he
it
opened
tastes.
the door.
I plead the fifth. Listen, I don't think it tastes like anything because I feel like we would have heard about it already. You know, asparagus.
The women want to talk. You'd be like, this was a good year.
Somebody would have spilled the beans. No, I'm just saying, like, just in general, like it would have been out in the media if
please,
that'd be
please.
gross, right?
No, dude. Can I tell you we could go viral with that review? Like I'm dead serious.
No.
Can you please
think of another idea? Think of another idea.
Serak, I would do it if I had a chick. Like I would run that experiment.
Asparagus.
Like seriously, yes. Like do a pineapple. We'll do a control.
You know, my
we
mom
won't let her
this.
know. We will not let her know. Like, all right. So the one day it's either going to be pineapple or asparagus.
Well, okay. I would say this.
This.
Listen, I've had asparagus plenty of times. Now I don't know if I've had asparagus and then during the same days. I don't know. I feel like me and her.
Jokes.
Listen, me and her are comfortable enough to where, like, if it did taste like asparagus, she would tell me.
Oh, so you're saying she does ingest then?
Well, yeah. I mean, that's
okay.
That's not
all right,
I mean, we've been dating. I mean, like, who's dating and not doing that? You know.
Just some women aren't into that though.
Oh yeah, well, those are forever single women, by the way.
I remember the first time that was done to me, and I never was like, "Oh, what's the big deal about that?" And I was like, "Yeah, there is a difference."
There is a difference. Trust me.
No, there definitely is. But like, please, can
I'll think about it.
Like, no, see, that's
no, because I'm not gonna say yes. And I haven't even asked her, and she's probably gonna listen and feel extremely uncomfortable. And I'm gonna say, "Thanks a lot, Tuddle." I'm gonna choke you because you brought that idea up.
I never once used your chick's name. You're the one that used her name. I have always showed her respect
I don't
and
care
privacy.
about the name. Listen, I don't care about the name, but now, I mean, my Instagram and all this stuff is free to look at. I'm not the type.
Her account's private though.
Oh, is it? Oh shit, we gotta change that.
Yeah, it is. No, it is. Like I had to request the.
Well, now it has to be private because he's gonna be known as the asparagus cup guzzler. Or whatever.
Oh yeah, I know because all the people. The nasties that listen to this show will be like fucking creepy. They'll be like, "Oh my god, how's
that asparagus taste?"
Yeah,
Probably some, like their basement in Indiana somewhere.
And it would be like some like cuckold white dude would be like, yeah, look at that. It's just black guy went, yeah, oh yeah.
That's such a weird thing. What is it? Cuckold?
Yeah, cuckold, yeah. Cuckold, yeah.
Cuckold. That's like when another guy begs your wife, right?
Yeah, but I mean, there's different levels of it. Like, you know, some men, there's some men that like dom black bulls.
What would Hulk Hogan's level be considered?
Yeah, I don't know. God damn it, you're gonna get me in so much fucking trouble.
I'm not. Yeah, payback, bitch.
All right, we're ending this. Hope you enjoyed today's show. Check out the YouTube live stream later on tonight at 8. Hope you enjoyed today's show, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.
And that's the show for today. Thanks for listening to the Tuddle Daily Podcast. Hey, don't be a dickhead. Do us a favor. Like, share, and subscribe to the show. Also, check out the Tuddle category at 315live.com. The Tuddle Daily Podcast is brought to you by the Vapor Shades Hobo Fish Camp. You want some cool-ass sunglasses? Check out vaporshades.com. Also brought to you by Starfire Transport, StitchYouUp.com, PocketPairClub.com. Special thanks to show intern Hannah and Charlie Alamo for their contributions. Additional imaging and production is provided by CCA Productions. Facebook.com/CCA Productions Presents. Show voiceover service is brought to you by JCVoiceover.com. That guy's got a damn sexy voice. You should hire him. Check out JCVoiceover.com. If you want to help support the show, go to paypal.me/TuddleOnTheRadio. Comments? Concerns? Or do you just want to let Tuddle know he's being a dickhead? Tuddle@gmail.com. That's Tuddle with 2 Ds at gmail.com. Leave a voicemail at 407-270-3044. To follow all of Tuddle's social media, go to Tuddle.net. Thanks again for all your support, and we'll see you tomorrow on the Tuddle Daily Podcast.
Hey, yo, Terry, fuck going on?